Leaders lead because they do things first. And they validate everything by doing it. That's what leaders do. Is it hard being the first SVP in your city? Yes. But someone has to do it. Because until it's done, all you're doing as a leader is validating that it can't be done. Someone in your market has to make $10,000 in residuals every single month. Someone's got to be the first. Why? Because until you do it, you validate that it can't be done. Leaders understand the importance of looking at success as a responsibility, doing it because it validates that it's possible for other people. Someone in the local market has to do it first. Leaders understand that leading is not easy. Leading is going to be the hardest thing that you've ever done because it's like being a parent. You know, you've got to be the parent even when it's hard to be the parent. Is it easier to be negative or is it easier to be positive? It's always easier to be negative, okay? It's always. But you don't take the easiest route because being positive is not hard to do. It's just an action you take because it's a responsibility of a leader. You know, leaders find solutions. Now, it's easier not to find a solution. It's easier to pass the problem along to somebody else and complain. It's easier to do that. But you know what? It's just as easy to find a solution if you put forth the effort. That's what leaders do because leaders see it as a responsibility. Success is a responsibility. When you go back to your markets, whatever city you're living in, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're in this country or New Zealand. I know some of you, I've talked to Americans here, I've talked to Europeans here. We've got people from all around the world sitting in this room. It doesn't matter where you're from, wherever you decide to work, you've got to take on that responsibility and you have to lead within your market. And that means understanding the dynamics of our differences with personalities. You're never going to find people that are going to get along in every city. It's just not possible. People don't get along. ACEA is not going to change that. There's always going to be people, but you have to rise above the politics. You have to rise above. By every time you're in a Saturday training, you tell people de-edification is not allowed in this city. That means nobody is allowed to talk negative about anyone else. Period. Period. It just does not happen. Also respect people's differences. Respect that there's different ages, there's different beliefs and backgrounds. There's, you know, obviously different cultural differences. We are different people. But our common goal, I believe that everyone wants to have more happiness in their family. They want to be able to be a better provider. They want to be able to be support people. They want to have better health. We all have the same desires to be happy. You know, it doesn't matter that we're different. It's not about who's right. It's about understanding that we can do things together. And I say this because I believe right now that Australia and New Zealand, we're getting ready to get on the launching pad, and I think this part of the world is going to change forever. I can see it. I can feel it. You know, a few years ago when I was talking to people, even at some of the people at the leadership level, I was a little uncomfortable because I felt like I was talking to some people that didn't quite get the business yet. And I felt that they didn't quite get the business. How could they really be effective leaders? The difference is now when I talk to the leaders here, I'm actually talking to people going, wow, they get it. I mean, people here actually are getting it. Right now, for the first time that I can see that we've got leaders here that are going to set an example, not only for Australia and New Zealand, but we're going to have leaders here setting an example for all the countries around the world. That's what's going to happen out of this part of the world. I've never felt this way before. This weekend, in the sense of what people have been saying to me. So I feel that right now this part of the world is on a platform that's ready to take off, and you can be part of what is going to be the next biggest explosion within this part of the world. But you've got to play your part. You've got to play your role. It's about understanding what taking responsibility is. It's understanding what leadership is, leading by example. It's the simple things, but yet they make all the difference in the world. Be a servant to your people. That's all you have to do. Be a servant to the people you guys are bringing in, and you're going to do fantastic. I'll make a personal promise to you, and I want to compliment the office here. You know, I don't know how many of you really understand what a great corporate office we have in Sydney. You know, with the amount of customers that we have as a company and the resources that this office has, I say pound for pound, they're the best operation we have in the world with all of our operations in ACN. They have constantly delivered, they've constantly brought new products and services. So don't expect ACN to be 100% perfect for 100% of the people. That's not possible. You want to get it right most of the time, and that's what they do. We get it right most of the time with most of the customers. It's never going to be 100%. Never get hung up on that one time something doesn't work out. It just, that one time, those isolated instances, that's not the business we're in. We're in a business of growing forward, and I think we've got a great office. They're constantly delivering to you. But if you like what you've seen in the announcements yesterday, all I'm going to tell you is get ready, because that's very small and minute in comparison to the things that they're working on right now for your future. So if you like what you see this today, believe me when I tell you, the future is going to be much greater. Your job is to take advantage of it. Your job is to lead within your markets. Can you guys do that?
Yeah.
You guys ready to win?
Yeah.
You guys ready to be RVPs?
Yeah.
SVPs?
Yes.
Thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you in Sydney.